Hello, let us look at some review questions from exam number 33. All right, so write an equation of the perpendicular bisector. So here I want you to realize two things here. Perpendicular, what does that mean? This implies the slopes has to be negative reciprocal. All right, now, and bisector, what does the word bisector imply? That's right, we have to use the midpoint. Then, what I'm going to do is this, I'm going to plot those 2 points first, and then see what happens. So here 2, 3, 2, 3, around here, there will be the value, and a, negative 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, negative 1, right over here. So if I have a line, perpendicular bisector would have been something like this, I guess, somewhere around here. I mean, I just sketched it, but we'll see if we're gonna get something like that or not. So first, what we need to do is we need to get the slope of between those 2 points. Now that is y2 minus y1, so we get negative 1 minus 3 over 8 minus 2. Then here we end up getting negative 4 over 6. When I simplify this one, I get negative 2/3. Then slope of the line that's perpendicular would have been negative reciprocal of this value. So we get 3 over 2. Now, then how about the bisector concept? So we're going to get the midpoint between those two. We get, we add up the x values, then we get 2 plus 8 divided by 2, and then 3 plus negative 1 divided by 2. That will get us the midpoint here. Then once you calculate this one, 2 plus 8 becomes 10 divided by 2 is 5. How about 3 plus negative 1 is 2, divided by 2 becomes 1. So 5, 1 is the our midpoint. And you can visually see that from here, that it seems like 5, 1. I guess I did okay job. Now, then, knowing our slope and then our point, we should be able to write up the equation. It is y minus y value here, which is 1, which is equal to slope 3 over 2 times x minus x value 5. So that is the equation of perpendicular bisector. All right, then let's move on to the second question. In triangle ABC, so find the perimeter of the triangle. So then here, once again, I'm going to try to plot those 3 points, and then first A is 1, 5. So 1, 5, 2, 4, 1, 5. That would be A. And B is 4, 1. So 2, 4, 1. That will be B. And C is negative 7, negative 1. 2, 4, 6, 7. So that will be C. Now, then our triangle would have been something like this. Let us try to use the distance formula, because when they say perimeter, that means we are looking at length around the figure, and length implies the distance formula. So let us try to look at one at a time. AB. What is the length AB? So square root of x2 minus x1. So 4 minus 1 square plus 1 minus 5 square. What is that equal to? That's right, 4 minus 1 is 3, square becomes 9, plus 1 minus 5 is negative 4. But when you square negative 4, we end up getting positive 16. So we get square root of 25, and we know that to be equal to 5. How about BC? BC now is similar idea as before. So here we get 4 minus negative 7. Square, and then 1 minus negative 1. Then what we end up getting is 4 minus negative 7 is 11. Square becomes 121. 1 minus negative 1 is 2, and when you square it, it becomes 4. So we end up getting square root of 125. But now, we want to simplify this one. Which two numbers multiply to 125? I mean, since it ends with 5, maybe 5 might be a nice number, then you will realize that that's equal to square root of 25 times 5, square root of 5. Then we know that this simplifies into 5 because of square root of 25, square root of 5. That's what we end up getting. Now, third, AC. AC now is 5, or we're going to go for x first, I guess. 1 minus negative 7 square plus, and then 5 minus negative 1. Then what do we end up getting? That's right, so 1 minus negative 7 is 8. Square becomes square root of 64. Plus 5 minus negative 1 is 6. Square becomes 36, which ends up being square root of 100. And square root of 100 is equal to 10. Then you can notice that these three things makes up the size of the triangle. Since it's a perimeter, we got to add them up. When you add them up, 5 and 10 can be added together, so we get 15 plus, but 5 radical 5 cannot be added onto the other two because this one has a radical 5. So 5 radical 5. So 15 plus 5 radical 5 becomes our final answer. Now, let us look at number 3. How are we going to show that something is an isosceles triangle or not? You see, the word isosceles implies that two sides are congruent. You see, sides are congruent implies that we got to use the distance formula once again. But which two sides are we going to look at? It may not be a bad idea for you to actually sketch the triangle. Then you might be able to see that quite nicely. All right, so here it goes. All right, so 3, 1. 3, 1 is around here. That's J. And then 7, 4. 3, 6, 7, 4. That's E. And 6, 5. So 6, 5. And it's N. So if I have to connect them together, it looks like two sides that should be congruent seems to be JE and JN, because NE seems to be too short. So instead of doing all three sides, we can just focus on those two sides. So let's look at it, JE. JE here goes 7 minus 3 square plus, next one is 4 minus 1. Then what do we end up getting? That's equal to 4 square. We end up getting 16, and this one is what? 3 square, which becomes 9. So we end up getting 5. Or square root of 25, same as before, becomes 5. All right, how about the next one, JN? I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the same answer. So let's look at that. JN is what? 6 minus 3 squared plus 5 minus 1 squared. Then 6 minus 3 is 3 squared becomes 9. 5 minus 1 becomes 4. 4 squared becomes 16, which ends up being square root of 25. Now, as you can see, that JE is equal to JN. Then instead of ending with the calculation, I want you to write down the conclusive statement. So since JE is congruent to JN, because they have the same length, triangle JEN is isosceles. So that's basically what we can say. All right, now, so let's move on to the next question, number 4. How do you know if something is a right triangle? Right triangle implies that we need a right angle. Right angle is the right angles are formed by perpendicular lines, which comes from the slope. We can realize express the slope formula and then to see if they are negative reciprocal to each other. Now, to get started, we're going to sketch the triangle first. And always, this will help us to find out which two sides we'll be looking at. Then, 1 comma 0. So here, that's I. And then 4 comma negative 2. And that is S. And A is 5 comma 6. 5, 2, 4, 6. So if I were to connect them, which angle seems to be the right angle? More than anything, it looks like I seems to be the right angle. That means I want to find out the slope between A and I and S and I, and then to see how the slopes relate. Then let's try to find the slope of AI. All right, then we're going to look at that together. AI, so 6 minus 0, that's y2 minus y1, over 5 minus 1. We end up getting 6 over 4, which simplifies to 3 over 2. All right, now, next one is the slope of the SI. Then here we get negative 2 minus 0 over 4 minus 1. Then we get negative 2 over 3. Notice that slopes are negative reciprocal to each other. Then, in our conclusive statement, we can say, since AI is perpendicular to SI, angle I is a right angle. This shows that triangle ISA is a right triangle. All right, so that's basically what we could have done. That was number 4. Let's move on to number 5. So here we need to find the equation of an altitude from C. So what are we going to do? Let's try to plot it so that we can get the better picture. Okay, so drawing the lines, negative 2 comma 1, and that is A, and 7 comma negative 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 comma negative 1, it would be right over here, and that's B. And C is 1 comma 6. 1 comma 6, so 2, 4, 6. So then the triangle that we end up getting would be something like this. Now, from here, I'm looking at an altitude from C. That means my altitude has to be drawn something like this. That means I need to find the slope of AB, and from slope of AB I need to get the altitude implies the negative reciprocal. All right, so we're gonna get that. So what is the slope of AB? Let's figure that out first. Slope of AB is -1 minus 1 over 7 minus -2, which becomes -2 over 9. Then what is the slope that's perpendicular to that? Because that will be the slope of the altitude. Negative reciprocal of -2 over 9 becomes 9 over 2. Now, since we know the slope, but do we know the point? Yes, we do, because it's altitude from C, so we know the point C of 1 comma 6. Then all we have to do is just use that to write up the equation. We get y minus 6, which is equal to slope 9 over 2 times x minus x value, which is equal to 1. And that's it. That's our equation. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 6. Now we want to get the equation of the median. Median implies that we need to get the midpoint. After we get the midpoint, and then we're going to write up the equation of the line. So I'm going to try to sketch the triangle first. All right, so 1 comma 0 is I. And then 3 comma -2 is S. And then 7 comma 5. And then that's the A. And it looks like median from A. Median from A, that means I need to find the midpoint between I and S. It seems to be right over here. And then we'll be drawing the line down to here somehow. So first we need to find the midpoint of IS. We can visually see that, or you can use the formula to get it, which is 1 plus 3 divided by 2, and then 0 plus -2 over 2. Then what do we end up getting? 1 plus 3 becomes 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then -2 divided by 2 is -1. So 2 comma -1 is the midpoint. So essentially this question simplifies now down to find the equation between that midpoint and then point A. So we're going to find the slope, which will be equal to 5 minus -1 over 7 minus 2. That's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We end up getting 6 over 5. But the point-wise, I can use either midpoint or A. Either way is fine. So our equation is y minus 5. I'm using point A, and 6 over 5 times x minus 7. And that's basically what we can do. Great. So next, number 7, we need to find the area of the triangle. How do we find the area? In this case, I want you to look at the picture first and then see what happens. Now, then negative 1 comma 1, which is A, and 6 comma negative 2, 2, 4, 6. So there will be B, and then third one is 2 comma 6. So 2 comma 6, 2, 4, 6. So then that will be my triangle. And of course, since that's my triangle, then my rectangle, that box that I'm going to put it around, it would have been something like this. Going down this way, I'm going to go down all the way down to negative 2, and then go over, and go over, up this way. Okay. So then what's the area of the box? And I can take away first triangle, second triangle, and third triangle likewise. Minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. So the box here, it seems like I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 by 8. So area is 7 times 8, which is equal to 56. How about the first triangle? Horizontal is what? 3? 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 by 5. So we get 1/2 3 by 5. Then minus, that's equal to 7.5. Second one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 by 3. So we get 1/2 7 by 3, which is minus 10.5. Third triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1/2 4 by 8. Now, which is equal to 16. So then from 56, I need to subtract these three things. And when I subtract these two things, I'll be getting 40. And then minus, when I combine these two, it becomes 18. So we end up getting 22. Becomes our final answer. All right, let's look at number 8. Now we are doing the exactly same thing, but we have to get the area of the quadrilateral. So idea is exactly same as before. So here, negative 3 comma 1. That's n. And 0 comma negative 2. O. And 6 comma 1. 2, 4. A. And the 1 comma 6. H. Okay, then all I have to do is box around it. All right, so here, okay, box around it. All right, so then here we have what we have to do is from the box, we need to subtract first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. So I'm just going to label it 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. Okay? Now, the box is 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 by 8. Which is equal to 72, is where things are starting from. First triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/2 5 times 4, which is equal to 10. Second one is 3 by 3, which is 1/2, 3 times 3, which is equal to 9 divided by 2, so we get 4.5. Third one, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 by 3. So 1/2, 6 by 3, we get 9. The last one here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 by 5. So we get, the last one I'm going to write it here, 5 by 5, we get 12.5. Then once I calculate this one, then I'll be getting, this one is 10, 19, and these two becomes 17. So we get 72 minus 36 becomes 36, and 36 is our answer. And with that, I guess we can close up for today. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.